Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to do our garden tour for May. So we're going to walk through the front of our house, the side, and the backyard, and just going to give you an update on where everything's at. All right, so we're going to start here in the front of our home with our front garden bed. It is looking spectacular right now. The white ones, Veronica, have come back for a third year and are doing an exceptional job. They look amazing. I don't know if you can drift their shot down kind of that way so you can see all of them. I intermixed the Kufia, and this is a totally tinted violets Kufia. We planted it in a video together. I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I bought around 20 of them, and they're interspersed with the white ones, Veronica. I'm thinking about getting a Super Tunia and planting it in here as well, like a purple one. I think that will look really great. I mean, it looks good now, but I think that will really set this area off because we still have a lot of area that you can see. I want to talk about this pot really quick. So this is a red fountain grass in the center, and then we have the whirlwind blue scavola, and this is a creeping Jenny, and I am loving this mix. This is a Super Tunia Vista. I cannot remember the variety type, but I'll throw it on the camera when I remember it or when I'm editing the video. So keep moving down the bed. This is a false cypress. And actually, this is doing much better than the one that we transplanted out of our front bed. I took you along for that in the video. We had some dying branches inside of it. This one has a little bit, but you just come in the springtime and trim those off, and it looks great. Behind it is a pine. I forget the variety type, but I can throw it up on the screen now. And behind that, doing exceptionally well, are the limelight hydrangeas from Proven Winners. I think these are 3 years old at this point, so they are making their leap. They're about 6 foot tall right now and about 5 foot wide. They're going to be an amazing show here in a couple of weeks. This is a juniper, and it is doing really well. The new growth is really going for it. It provides this icy blue and this garden of green. All right, moving down the bed. So we talked about the limelight hydrangeas. I front planted the limelight hydrangeas with a red foliage, and that was our first video from this spring. So they're doing really well. They will get about 3 feet tall, so they'll be all the way up to about here. And the white blooms from the limelight hydrangeas, with this in front of them, I think they're going to stand out even more and look exceptional. This is another false cypress. And moving down, we have the same Kufia and the white ones, Veronica, planted, intermixed. I do think we're going to come in here again, like I said earlier, with some Super Tunia, probably a Vista, maybe a purple. I think that will look great. This is a David Austin rose. None of my roses are doing well right now. They all got attacked by sawfly larvae, and we have had rain every day for the last 3 weeks. So they're all kind of experiencing black spot. Can you come in here and zoom in or see? So this is black spot, and it is a fungal disease on roses. I had tried to treat them. I was spraying like every other day. I'm going to trim the limelight hydrangea off of them, cut all the black spot out, get rid of it, and then keep spraying. I would get on a regimen with the roses. These need to be deadheaded, but if you look up here, there's one that just opened. I'll get the dead one out of the way, but they are spectacular. This variety type is called the Pilgrim. So I'm sure everybody's roses are kind of where mine are at right now. This will be a common theme. Our roses will look good from far away, but not great up close. This is a rising sun redbud, and the leaves are supposed to, if you can come closer, the leaves are supposed to look like this as they come out. But if you go inside, a lot of the leaves are showing some damage on them. So I'm gonna be looking up ways to treat this tree. It is in a very, very windy spot. So it is not protected at all from the wind. It looks really healthy from far away, just like our roses do. But when you get up close, it is definitely showing some signs of stress. So we are going to be figuring out, I guess, what's wrong with it and trying to treat it over this season. All right, so we're gonna walk down. This is our next garden bed that's in our front yard. We recently did a project in this bed where we replaced the false cypress with this Weigela. I think it's a wine and roses variety from Proven Winners. I wanted something with red foliage in this bed to kind of break up all the green now that the hydrangeas are going for it. So these hydrangeas, there's 4 of them in here, and they're doing really, really well right now. Sorry, we're trying to keep everybody out of the frame, the cars, the mowers, the neighbors, and the houses. This was recently planted. I think it's a Wichita blue juniper. It is great. So it's providing that blue color. It will eventually cover up our water meter where we can still get to it, but the branches of the plant will just cover it up. And I think it's gonna look great in this area. Eventually the white Jella and the hydrangea will meet here, but you'll still see that juniper kind of shooting out from underneath of it. You can zoom up on this because it is spectacular. This is the At Last rose from Proven Winners, and like all of our roses, it needs to be deadheaded, but the bloom is amazing. It's got a nice apricot color to it. If you can see, this one is starting to get black spot as well. So first thing to do with black spot is to pull down and remove the leaves, and then you need to get rid of the foliage away from the plant. So I need to treat all of my roses, and we will do that together in an upcoming video. All right, so moving down, we have 3 Proven Winner daylilies here that could be split at any time. If you look in here, there are, I think, 4 plants inside of this one that I could split next season. But we have 3 of them here. I believe the variety type is called Primal Scream. It's got this apricot orange color to them. They looked amazing last year, and they really brought a lot of focus to this front bed, being as colorful as they were. And we'll keep moving down. We definitely have some weeding to do in this front garden bed. And I want to bring your attention to this Vanderwolf pine. The candles on it, it has gained probably a foot of height this spring. It's doing really, really well. It kind of got snuffed out towards the bottom from weed pressure last year. So the weed pressure is gone. I'm going to try and stay on it, and I think it's going to do really well. So now we're going to head up to the side garden bed. So I stopped on our way to the side yard because we forgot to do the whole front porch area. We went over this pot here, and I'll show it to you again. But now we're going to go over kind of the 3 things that I planted on the front. One is going to come in the winter as a house plant. This one will probably go out into the landscape. This is another blue juniper. It is a ground cover juniper. It looks great. We'll probably put it in the landscape this fall. This is a lemon cypress, and I am in love with it. I just planted it in a bucket. We got these for free. I planted 2, I believe they're tater tot herbs in buckets as well on the back. So we did that in a video last week. Up here we have a tricolored beech that is not doing so well. It is definitely a little stressed, but we had it in the ground last year and it was getting burnt edges on all of its leaves. So I thought it might be nice to move it. I'm not sure where I want to put it yet though. That is a protected area. We are in a new build neighborhood, so we don't have a lot of trees. And this is definitely an understory tree. The leaves are really nice, but see, it's even getting burnt up here. So like it's experiencing burn even though it's under full coverage, which is concerning to me. So hopefully we will find a place for it. We're gonna put it in the ground, give it some fertilizer, and hopefully it will do better. All right, so we went over the front porch area, and now we're gonna do the 2 containers that are flanking our garage door. So this is a red fountain grass in the middle. We carried over kind of the same theme that we had in that other pot that we showed you. This is a purple sweet potato vine. I have a blue scavola and a whirlwind pink scavola, which has a nice variegation in the bloom. It has a lighter margin to the flower. It's really pretty. And this is that same Supertunia Vista silverberry or jazzberry. It's one of the berries, but it's doing really well. The red fountain grass, don't be alarmed. Looks like it's being snuffed out right now, but if you've ever grown this before, you are aware that it will push through the rest of the plants and it will get around 3 feet tall. I may come in here when we do our fertilization this week and trim some of the annuals away from it so we can get some more light. Moving down. This pot is kind of the same thing. I mistakenly put 2 pinks in this. I meant to put a blue here, but they were not in bloom when I planted them. And I planted them on the video, and they had definitely doubled in size. But we ended up doing 2 pinks here. I'm not going to replace it. I actually like the all pink situation better. It's like reds and pinks. So because of some mowing noises, we've moved to the side yard, and we're going to start here with this magnolia. It got ripped up in the winter, I think last January, so it hasn't been doing the best. It's got some spots on its leaves, but it's got a lot of new growth, and we have a ton of buds all over it. So hopefully in next month's update, it'll be in full bloom. And then I wanted to show you, this is the Veronica, White Ones Veronica. I transplanted these from the front, and these are all from halves, which this one is doing really, really well. Then this here is a totally tinted frosted violet Kufia. I've got several more planted in the front, and it's doing really well. I sheared it all the way back when I planted it to give the roots some time to root in. Then back here, this is a variegated lamium, and it's sold as an annual ground cover, but it is perennial in our area, so I'm gonna be putting it all throughout. You can tell we have not mulched yet. I definitely need to lay more drip, so we'll be doing that in another video. All right, moving down this bed, we have this variegated arborvitae, which I've shown on the channel several times. It experiences some winter burn, or experienced winter burn. So I moved it from the back where it was in a really prominent spot to the side yard, and it is doing a really good job about burying its dead, and I need to come in here and shear all this back, but we haven't had time yet. This is a new cat's meow nepeta. We planted this in a video, I think last week. It's doing really well. We sheared it all the way back, and we've got a ton of new growth, if you see in here, which all of these will bloom. We'll get a second flush of blooms for the summer, so it's doing really well. And then moving down, this is a Gatsby Moon oak leaf hydrangea, and it is doing so well. It is, I think it needs support. So I'm thinking about staking this up so that it's off the ground. The leaves do not like to be touching the ground, but we will probably give it some support to get it lifted up, but they're doing really well. And the blooms are looking great. Look at this one. Just unbelievable. Huge blooms, and the blooms look so healthy. Gatsby Moon and oak leaf hydrangeas bloom on old wood, so if you're going to trim the blooms back, you need to do it as soon as they're done blooming. All right, moving down further, we have another variegated arborvitae from the back that we transplanted in a video last week. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the Pink Profusion Salvia from Proven Winners. We've rescued this from the Lowe's clearance rack. We're going to keep adding to it. I cannot wait to show it to you later in the summer. It will look spectacular. These are 2 Winter Gem boxwoods that I originally had in pots, but we've moved them out of the pots and into the landscape. They're performing really well. They've got a really nice waxy leaf to them. I think they're doing better in the ground than they would be in the pots. So here we have a Japanese maple. This was, if you watched the video from last year, we planted this in a basket that we thrifted. I got it into the ground here. It's doing really well. We had to trim some dead out of it, but I love the way that it changes from red to green. And last in this bed is our lemony lace elderberry, and I almost pulled it out of the ground this season. It was barely doing anything. It kind of sat there for a really long time, but it is going for it this season. It's providing this really nice texture and the chartreuse color. Eventually it will fill up this entire area. I think that they get about 8 feet tall and 8 feet wide. So it's gonna do really, really well. All right, we took a break because my camera battery died, and we had some dinner while we took that break, but we are gonna keep going. We did the front, the side yard against the house, and our front little outcrop, but now we're gonna do our side outcrop. If you'll focus in here, there's 3 Siberian iris here. I split this blue one. I think that's a Caesar's Brothers iris. I split it here. This one's not doing the best, but I think it'll do great next year. We've got several of the Supertunia Vista bubblegum, which is this pink one. I put it in here because a lot of the perennials we have right now aren't showing a ton of color, and I wanted something that was gonna fill in the space. We have a brown mulch this year. We have 2 cricket grass. This is another limelight hydrangea. I put in here, I did this in a video, but I put in here, this is a sun credible sunflower. You probably have to come to the side to see it. I think it's gonna do a really great job of filling in the space with color. This is a magnolia, and I thought we lost it last year. We had a couple branches break off in a storm, but it has come back with a vengeance. It put on a beautiful show this spring. This one has pink blooms. I forget the variety name, but if I can remember it, I'll put it on the screen. Moving on, this is another attempt at our roses that are suffering this year. If you want to come in, you can see the sawfly larva damage, the holes in them. These do not have black spot, and I think that's because they are more out in the sunny area, so they're less likely to produce that fungus. I've got 3 agapanthus here, and these are 2 a zone 8, and we are a zone 7. But my agapanthus that I had planted in the front survived last year. They almost have an allium quality to them. I love them. If we move on, we've got a bee. So I've got Cat's Pajamas Nepeta. So we had cat's meow in the other bed. I split this as well. So we went from like 5 plants to almost 10, and they look great. This is a Buddleia from Proven Winners. Again, I'm sorry, I forget the variety type. I thought I had lost it as well, and I had to cut back all the branches from last season, and it produced growth from the base, and it's doing really well. So it kind of got a rejuvenation prune on it. And this is a weeping spruce. We'll focus in. I think the cat's pajamas Nepeta looks so good right now. And normally it's covered in pollinators, but it's 7:16 p.m. our time. So I think a lot of the pollinators have gone to bed. All right, we're gonna walk this way. All right, so now we're gonna move into our backyard area with our pool. I'm not gonna go through every single plant because there are literally like 1,000 plants in our backyard. So we're just gonna cover the ones that are looking great right now and any problems that have arisen from some plants. This is a pine we got in North Carolina. It's doing really well. And then we transplanted this rose. I did not do it on camera, but this is a Lady of Shallot. And again, it has sawfly larva damage. But we'll move into the back. So this is our back gardening space. I kind of want to go through this area first. We have our lovely pool net in the back there, and which is in the right area. It's not normally stored there. We have a rose we planted together. There's a daisy. I planted 4 of those last year from Lowe's. They were on the clearance rack, but only one of them came back, but it's coming back with a vengeance. We had 2 baptisia that we planted. There are 2 black lace elderberries back here. I want something different, I think, here. This one is not doing the best. It's really slow growing, and it's been in the ground for over a year now. So I want something that's more instant impact. We want something taller. If you can pop the camera, you can see a house that's being built directly over our fence. You can see that from our pool. So I kind of want something that's gonna disrupt that view a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 limelight hydrangeas. Then I wanted to bring you in here to show you a garden fail. We planted a Super Bina. It wasn't Stormburst from Proven Winners. It was another variety, probably from seed, but it self-seeded all in here. So one of our garden projects is gonna be sitting down and picking all of these out. And again, we have a neighbor just starting to mow. Sorry for the audio. I have 3 daylilies that I got from the Daylily Society at the local plant fair. They're doing okay right now. I think that they just need time. I bought from them before and I planted them bare root. So we're gonna come back out this way. We'll stop at this little trio of pots. This is another Suncredible sunflower from Proven Winners. It's an annual. It has not bloomed yet. It will probably be blooming in our next video, our garden tour for June. We have the pots that we did together in a video. This is a Super Bina Stormburst, and then an elephant ear from Proven Winners. This is a mangave that we planted together, and I feel like I'm going through every plant, even though I said we were not going to do that. I'm gonna come down. I love this view right now. The black lace elderberry is really putting on some growth. It's in that corner, it's more protected, so I feel like it's getting bigger. We have the weeping spruce, we have a blue juniper, we have another one of those pots repeated. I gotta get those set up on drip. Here we have an agapanthus that I split this spring and put back here. It's doing okay. The starts really haven't put on a ton of growth, but I planted some annual salvia in there, which is doing really well. It'll get big. Arborvitaes are doing well. The sweet gums are doing well. And then the Midnight Masquerade Pincern is incredible. And it was covered in bees earlier today, and it has bees in it now. It's starting to lose its first set of blooms, and it will keep blooming for a little bit. It says it blooms all the way to the end of summer. Last year it did do that. I just come back and I shear the top of the bloom stalk down to the leaf canopy, and I think the foliage is just as attractive as the actual blooms. We'll keep moving down, more arborvitaes, more sweet gums. We have a weeping Norway spruce. If you want to come back into here, you can see I've got Russian sage, which 2 of them are new for this year. I replaced those variegated arborvitaes from earlier. We've got 5 Russian sage in here, some coreopsis. Ooh, will you go that way and I'll show you this rose. So if you want to come in here, we have 1 rose bloom. This is probably our best rose bush right now. It's a Proven Winners. but I believe it's a coral variety. It's doing really, really well in this spot. It does have some sawfly larva damage, just like everything else, so we're gonna treat it, but it's doing really well. We'll keep moving down. We have a small, these are a laurel. We have our wisteria that is just now out of bloom. I put some of the blooms on TikTok and Instagram. They were amazing. I would like for it to eventually cover this whole frame here. This is set up for us to watch outdoor movies on, so the eventual plan is to have the wisteria cover all of that, and then you'll have the screen in the center. We'll keep moving down. We have 2 more laurels. Don't let this size fool you. These will get massive if we let them, but they are a good plant that I can share back. This is a Claire Austin, David Austin rose. And if you want to come over here, it's got a spent bloom in the center, but I wanted you guys to see these blooms. They are beautiful. It has a ton of sawfly larva damage and a little bit of black spot. So we'll be treating this one when we treat all of our other roses. They did not do this last year. Somehow the sawflies found every single rose that I own. We'll keep moving down. This is a brand new bed, so it's a little messy right now, but this is a red smoke bush and it is doing really well. I think it gets around 15 feet tall by 10 feet wide. If you want to look at the blooms, I think they're spent, but they still have a really delicate quality to them. They almost look like coral. But I love that plant. It's definitely putting on some growth this spring, which it looks great. It's a really pretty burgundy color. We planted these 2 foxglove in a video. We planted up. This is a boy statue from my grandmother's garden. We have 3 of the melon echinacea from Proven Winners, and then this is a Proven Winners shrub rose. Well, I actually think it's a climber because it does get 8 feet tall, but it is a lavender rose, and I'll try and get a bloom. It's getting ready to bloom. I'll try and get a picture of the blooms and put them on the socials. This is laurel. We have a peach foxglove that we've yet to put in the ground, so that'll be in a video later. And now we're going to walk through the raised garden bed. Oh, this is one of those daylilies that we got from the Daylily Society last year, and it's doing great. So I think those will be fine. It looked just like those did last year. So our first garden bed, we have cucumbers in here. We have peppers. The peppers are not doing the best right now because it's been so cold. It got down to like in the low 40s, high 30s last week. So moving on, this is a hedgerow of little firelight hydrangeas from Proven Winners. They are budding up. They were planted this season. These are the 2 tater tot arbs I was talking about in the buckets. We have more peppers and then a ton of tomatoes that are doing really well. So if you want to sweep around, tomatoes. We have more laurels. This is a raspberry bush and our blackberry bush. If you want to come up here because the blackberries are getting ready. The blackberries are getting ready to put on some growth and be ready. They are covered. So this is a thornless variety from Proven Winners that I got off Proven Winners Direct last year. And it is huge. And I even trimmed it back a little bit, so we lost some fruit for this season. The raspberries are doing really well. They probably won't get any fruit from the new stalks this year. Last year's stalks are down in here, and they are gonna have some fruit on them. All right, we have one more area to show you. We'll come around here. Actually, 2 more areas. It's like the back side of our house. We'll stay down here and go through them pretty quickly. Actually, I want to give you a close-up on black spot on this one. This is another David Austin rose. I forget the variety name, but it is pink, but it has really bad black spot. And I have been fighting all year with this rose. The sawflies came in and pretty much stripped the leaves, and then I got new growth to come out that was really fresh and clean, and now it's covered in black spot. And I've got a ton of new growth, so the next thing we'll be doing in our garden is getting rid of black spot. Coming in here, this is a rubber tree that we keep inside in the winter. It's doing really well. We have some rosemary. We planted up these containers last week. We've got our herb garden here. We've got mint, parsley, sage, thyme, basil. The basil is also not happy with the peppers because of how cold and wet it's been. Oh, I want to show this pot over here. We're going to come up the stairs. This is probably my favorite pot that we have right now. Sorry for the background noise. These are strawberries planted up here, and they're doing okay. We had to take them down because we had a couple storms that brought in all that cold weather. We have gotten a couple strawberries out of them, but this pot is my favorite pot that we own right now. I'm gonna get a close up. We have clematis in the back that's growing up. This is the whirlwind blue scaevola, and then this is a white annual salvia. We'll come around this way. That is the hinoki false cypress that we took off the front garden bed. I still need to set it up on drip. We're gonna see how it's doing, but it has put on some new growth. And then don't go too close up on this pot. It desperately needs water. It needs to be set up on drip. We have 3 grasses that are new for us this season. We got them from Menards. I forget the variety name, of course, but they're doing really well. They're supposed to get around 5 feet tall, so I think they're gonna do a great job about filling up this area. This is a red bud, and again, I forget the variety name, and if I remember it, I will put it on the screen. I'm trying to do a better job about keeping my plant tags. We have a peony that is not doing so great. I might move it into a more sunny area. It's got some spots on its leaves. I think it would be happier in another location. We have another set of Caesar's Brothers Iris. This is a weeping blue spruce, and we have some more of that white ones for arnica. I struggle with this bed because of how much water it has. We have clay soil, so a lot of it holds water, and we definitely show signs of stress. You can see it in the leaves of the white ones. All right, that's it. So we did a garden tour for May. There's a lot of stuff not in bloom. There's a lot of work that we still need to get done. I still have several pots that need to be set up on drip, but things are doing overall really well. I'll bring you along as we keep going through the season. We'll definitely do a June garden walkthrough together. I'm sorry for the choppy video. We were battling neighbors, mowing, and kids, and houses and cars, so we wanted to make sure that we didn't get any of those on camera. Please subscribe to the channel as it helps me out a lot, and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.